Want to hear a joke? Harley Quinn versus Superman. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Badge 3D. Thank you very much to all of my subscribers and followers. I just wanted to make this quick video for you guys to give you an update as to where I'm at with my Injustice 2 Superman cosplay. So what you saw in the last episode of this series was how I unpackaged those files into Mesh Mixer, scaled those onto my Badge 3D scan, sliced them up into printable sizes, and then showed you the settings that I was going to use to print those. So I've been using my Prusa i3 Mark IIs and both of my CR10s to print all of these parts, and it really hasn't taken me long. I've got about 90% of all of the rigid armor pieces printed, and I've just been filling and sanding the pieces like crazy because I really am quite anal about how smooth I like my pieces. So how do I do that? So the first thing I do when I get the prints off the bed is a bit of a general tidy up. So I remove any support material or rafts that are still attached to the print. Then I assemble the pieces if they were printed in multiple parts. I do that with super glue and then a soldering iron. I use the soldering iron on the internal part and basically weld it together. And the reason I do it on the internal part is so that you can't see the ugly soldering weld line on the outside of your prop, because you don't want that. No one actually gives a shit about what the inside of a prop looks like. Then I fill any of the gaps or seams with wood filler, and I give the whole piece a once over with the 120 grit sandpaper before I put down my first coat of primer filler. So basically the process of smoothing a 3D printed part is filling and sanding, filling, sanding, filling and sanding until it's smooth. You'll put down a coat, smooth it over with a low grit sandpaper, starting with a 120, then I'll chuck down another coat, move on to the 240, and once all the print lines are invisible, I then move my way from about a 400 grit up to a 1200 grit sandpaper by wet sanding, and I absolutely love wet sanding. I didn't do any wet sanding for my Deathstroke, and I really regret that because it's just so good. It gets the parts so nice and smooth, like production, like it's crazy. Okay, so I'll give you a bit of a look at what I've got so far. So here is the Superman chest piece, and I am just loving this. It's nice and smooth. Still a little bit more sanding to go, just in some of the crevices and things. I'm going to get a sanding block and just really smooth out some of the edges because the primer filler can get in those and plug up a little bit, and that's not really what we want. So I'll give you guys a bit of a closer look. You can still see there's a little bit of a seam line in the middle, so I'm just working on sanding that out. And then on the internal, as I said, no one gives a shit what it looks like on the inside. It's quite ugly. You know, I've soldered all of the inside. And then I even just got some, you know, old support materials or rafts or failed prints and just put them on there and just got the soldering iron and just melted it in so that it's nice and reinforced and strong. Then I've got the two pauldrons, so I'm just going to put this away. And basically what I've done on the inside is there's a little bit of a lip here. So what I've done is I've got the rotary tool or Dremel out, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I just had to check a print then. It's doing something funny. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, anyway, so Dremeled out that lip. So there's a little bit more room on the inside for actually putting the shoulder down, because it was taking away a little bit of the area inside for me to be able to fit it on my shoulder. And that's pretty nice and smooth, as you can see. Perfect fit, I'm loving that. Oop, nothing to hold it down yet, so we'll put it away. Then there's the cod piece or the dick guard, whatever you want to call it. So I'm still working on that, just sanding that down with some pretty low grit sandpaper at the moment. But that's, you know, fitting pretty nicely. Give you guys a bit of a crotch shot there. Ooh, ooh, that's better. Very nice. Then there's that ab guard that's in between the cod piece and the chest. I'm not really sure if it's going to be big enough. We'll see when push comes to shove. But that is like so nice and smooth. You cannot see a single print line in that. I just went absolutely crazy with it. Then we've got the braces. They're quite smooth as well. I actually printed this in PETG because I've been playing around with that a little bit, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's got such a nicer finish than PLA. A little bit higher melt temperature at about 240 degrees and 70 on the hotbed, but it just prints so nicely, and it's a lot stronger than PLA. and much more flexible as well. So I think I'm going to make a full transition over to that once I've really got the hang of it. But I mean, PLA's fine, but I do want to experiment with some other types of filament. So there's that. I've also got the little part that's going to go on the hand. So I'm going to attach that to the glove and this to the suit. Might use some Velcro or something, not really sure yet, but we'll find out. And then also the shin or the boot. So that's been printed in about 5 pieces, I think. I could have done it in 2, but honestly I just didn't want to. I wanted to play it safe. And that fits over my leg quite well. And I just needed to cut out this little bit. Well, not cut out, but obviously I've got it printed here in a different piece. And what I'm going to do is have that so it like clips in with the butt ends of magnets. So I did my best to basically choose an area of the part where it's not going to be totally visible, because even though it's going to clip together, there's still going to be the line there, but you know, it's in an inconspicuous spot, so I'm not too worried about that. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the rigid 3D printed parts. So obviously the next part of this series is going to be painting those. I've got some beautiful auto paints to help me do that. I've got like a whole box of it just down here. Oh yeah, I should probably show you guys the crown too, hey? Oh yeah, that's the crown. So quite happy with the way this has come out. It's going to actually move a little bit closer together once the back piece clips in. So the back piece is going to like be magnetized to here. So there's probably not going to be a whole lot of talking in this. It's really more for show and, you know, not so much functionality, but I'm really happy with the way this has come out. I totally love the paint. I got it super duper smooth, as you can see. I'm like really OCD with my sanding, as you can probably tell by now, because I just love smooth parts. I don't like stuff. I don't want people to know that it's been 3D printed, like, because you see a lot of these people at cons and, you know, like, do whatever you want, but you see stuff with print lines in them and it really does look ugly. So I try to step away from that and make my parts look as close to, you know, resin, like out of a mold or production quality as I possibly can. The world's changed since Metropolis, Bruce. You will not rule this earth, Grodd. Now, just before I give you a bit of an update on some other parts of the costume that I've outsourced from other people, I want to give a massive, absolutely huge shout out to Mark from 4Neo Designs. So Mark is a sub-dye artist. He does a lot of stuff like Spider-Man patterns or Superman patterns for a lot of the Spider-Man costumes and stuff that you see that's printed in spandex. And I had a really bad experience with 2 sellers before him. One guy that sat on my money for 2 weeks before actually turning around and telling me that he's too busy and he can't complete the job for me. And then another guy that sent me a file that's in an unusable format and got sent back to me by everyone that I sent it to get printed. I was absolutely desperate for options, so I reached out to Mark at 4Neo Designs, and he got me an undersuit pattern done within a day. And I have to say, the quality and attention to detail to this pattern is just out of this world. So again, I want to give a huge shout out to Mark. Highly recommend his work. Please go check out 4Neo Designs. That should be popping up on the screen. I'll also leave a link in the description below to his website and Instagram. Now, I've also got myself a muscle torso in latex from my buddy Kris Mccawley, aka Batman of Oz, also my stuff and things. I'll leave the links for his Instagram in the description below. But basically, I got the idea from Cosplay Kris. I saw what he was doing with his red hood muscle torso, and then he got the material from Arkham Workshop to glue it down so it's got all that definition. And I really just wanted to do the same, so I'll put it on and give you guys a look. It's like being born again. Alright, so this is in foam latex, and as you can see, I've got some pretty good guns there. Got a nice set of new pecs. Got some abs. Not for worshipping though, so don't email me and ask for rates. So the suit pattern that Mark's made me is getting sent to RPC Studio, who are going to print and sew that for me, add a little bit of puff paint onto some of the lines, and then it's going to get glued down into all the seams in this, so it gives you that nice muscle definition and looks real. I'll probably also add in some pillow wadding, which is kind of like foam, into the muscles so that, you know, you can see it and it looks real. But yeah, super happy with this as well. So huge shout out to Kris Mccawley. Can't thank you enough. Your work is just amazing, dude. Now, I'm also working with another one of my buddies, Ben Ball, aka Ben Able FX. I'll also leave the description for his Instagram down below. Now, Ben makes like Batman cows out of urethane, and he also works with latex out of the mold. So what he's helping me do is make like a neck seal that's sort of going to run up to the jaw up here of the crown, so that it looks screen accurate to Superman in the game. So basically what he's done is he sent me like a test neck seal. Oh, now it's fitting pretty well. I'm really liking that. So that's going to run up, but basically what we're doing was just checking the sizes. Oh, my face is all red now, and I'm pretty happy with that. So huge shout out to Ben, love your work. I have no neck. Yeah, and it's a great way to stay in shape. Okay, I also want to thank Maggie from Lumen's Workshop. Maggie provides me with my 3D printing filament that I use, so I'll leave the link down below to her store where you really should be buying your 3D filament from. Why am I still wearing this? When your neck is a vagina. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Had to redo the outro again because I lost the audio. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you're not following me on Instagram already, that is at badge3d_. Thanks again for watching the video. Please tag me in anything on your Instagram or your Facebook where I've been able to help you. I really do like to know when I've been able to help out the community and provide content that is going to benefit you guys. Have a great day, week, month or year. Go make something awesome. Have fun.